I was asking them about, why not move away or, change your life around, change location.
A woman who survived 8 gunshots, lost her son, and then walked into a courtroom filled with men trying to intimidate her. This is the moment Sandrika Mays faced in Tampa, and it didn't unfold the way anyone expected. When she came face to face with those accused of killing her son, she showed no sign of breaking. She had already endured unimaginable pain, and now she sat in a Hillsborough County courtroom, looking at the very people she believes took her child's life as they tried to stare her down. But fear wasn't there. Sandrika Mays is not an ordinary grieving mother. She is a survivor who lived through being shot 8 times. In 2026, she returned to court as Isaiah Chance. Sean Gathright, Rashad Murphy, and Davian Murphy stood trial for the first-degree murder of her son, Charles Jr. Jones II, known as Julio. To truly understand her strength, you have to go back to 2018, when she was targeted in an attack meant to send a message to her son. Early one morning, around 4 or 5 a.m., she was leaving for work from her home in a calm Jacksonville neighborhood, a regular place where life felt normal. Just moments earlier, her son had texted her from Atlanta, excited that his music had reached 1 million views, and she felt proud like any mother would. Then, without warning, the sound of gunfire shattered that moment.
As I'm biking out, I'm letting my garage down. Then I just heard the bullets, heard the gunshot. The first thing I could think of was to duck down to the passenger
Just
side.
think about it for a moment. A mother is leaving her house to go to work, and suddenly someone starts shooting at her from the dark. She quickly leaned toward the passenger side to protect her upper body, and that choice likely saved her life. Even then, she was hit by 8 bullets. 8. Most of the damage was on her left side, while the bullets ended up stuck on the right side of her body. Some fragments are still in her spine even today. Her thigh bone was broken, her pelvis was badly damaged, and she had to use a walker to move.
So finally when I heard the gunshot stop, I just low rolled my car to the, playing like I was dead.
She pretended to be dead so the attackers would think their job was done. Slowly, she let the car move forward to make it look real. And when she felt safe, she drove back so her neighbors could help. That kind of thinking came from staying calm under pressure. Neighbors rushed outside, some even armed, while a nurse nearby tried to stop the bleeding. The whole area reacted quickly because violence like this wasn't normal there. What makes it worse is that she already knew the reason behind it. It wasn't a robbery or a mistake. She clearly believed they were after her son and chose to target her instead. Later, she said the attackers even made several songs where they bragged about what they did, talking about harming his mother as if it was something to joke about.
They talked about it.
Wow. So they after this happened, they were bragging about it?
Yeah.
Boasting in songs about shooting someone's mother. Just think about that. Even after everything she survived, including being shot 8 times, living with bullet fragments in her spine, needing a walker, and losing work and income because of the attack, she still chose not to take revenge. She didn't respond with violence or send anyone after those responsible. Instead, she focused on recovery and tried to keep her son away from the conflict while it was still happening. That shows the kind of person she is. So when she entered a Tampa courtroom in April 2026 to face the men accused of killing her son, she came with strength, not fear. The trial began on April 22, 2026. With prosecutors saying the killing during her son's birthday was planned. The 4 accused men face first-degree murder and conspiracy charges, with the possibility of the death penalty. Before this, in October 2025, Alicia Andrews was tried separately. She was accused of helping track the victim, but she denied knowing about the plan and claimed she was abused. The jury found her guilty of manslaughter but not murder or conspiracy, which disappointed the victim's family. Sandrika spoke out, attended hearings and stayed vocal, but did not cause disruption.
But when you spoke to him, you being his mom, you knowing him outside of rap, you knowing him, you knowing the real.
I definitely wasn't going to be able to tell him nothing then.
That moment reflects the relationship Sandrika had with her son when he was alive. She often warned him to stay away from conflict and avoid the ongoing rap and street tensions. But once he became deeply involved, she could no longer reach him or change his path. Years later, she found herself in a courtroom without her son, trying to ensure those she believed were responsible were held accountable. When the jury returned a manslaughter verdict instead of murder, she was deeply hurt by the outcome. Still, she did not stay silent. She continued to speak out, follow every hearing, and use her platform to demand justice and change in the system. Later, the case became more complex. In January 2026, an appeals court removed Judge Michelle Cisco from the Andrews case after claims of bias. A new judge, Kimberly Fernandez, took over. But sentencing was repeatedly delayed, with a possible date set for May 11, 2026, though nothing was final. Alicia Andrews remained in custody, not free, but also not convicted of murder or conspiracy. which is the gap Sandrika continued to challenge. While that was happening, the main trial against the 4 accused men was still ahead. When it began in April 2026, Sandrika sat in the front row again, still carrying injuries from the earlier attack. Watching the case unfold, the prosecution presented strong evidence including surveillance videos, phone records, messages, and ballistic reports. One major piece of evidence came from a Tesla parked at the hotel that recorded everything through its sentry mode, capturing crucial footage of the incident.
Was he able to locate recorded and stored video footage from the time or around the time the shooting occurred?
Yes, he did.
And did you view it?
The video evidence was very strong. It showed a black Chevy Impala and a silver Chevy Cruze moving through a parking lot, both later confirmed as suspect vehicles. It also captured 3 armed men running through the area, with one firing an AR-style rifle near a Tesla. The gunfire was so intense that it set off the Tesla's alarm. Because of its built-in cameras, the Tesla recorded the entire scene from different angles, almost like a full security system. Hotel cameras also showed the cars entering, circling, and positioning themselves near the Tesla before fleeing in different directions. In the chaos, one suspect even ran and hit his head on a tree, and everything was recorded. Investigators later linked the Impala to Sean Gathwright's mother. They found footage of the group loading large bags into it the day before the shooting, which prosecutors say contained weapons and ammunition brought from Jacksonville. After the incident, Sean switched cars, cleaned the vehicle, and later went to a club where he posted himself drinking Don Julio tequila. Other suspects left in an Uber and returned to Jacksonville, where the driver later testified about the trip. Police also found weapons, ammo, and matching shell casings tied to the crime. Rashad Murphy was linked through Walmart footage and clothing matches. All evidence pointed to a planned attack. Through it all, Sandrika Mays attended every hearing, watching the evidence and facing the accused without fear, focused only on justice for her son.
While I was in the hospital, and I was like, hey, we need to just stop this or whatever. But at that point, I can't tell him nothing. I can't tell nobody nothing. I can't tell people who calling me from different places nothing.
That mindset carried her through every court appearance. She refused to stay away, refused to be intimidated, and never let anyone make her feel powerless. When the Andrews case ended in October 2025 with a manslaughter verdict instead of murder, Sandrika did not stay silent. She spoke to the media, posted online, criticized the defense, and demanded full accountability. Even during tense moments in court, when lawyers acted unprofessionally or there were claims of misconduct, she stayed present and focused, refusing to be pushed out or silenced. Some viral clips online make it look like she was fighting or confronting people in court, but those videos mostly show her emotional reactions after hearings. She never attacked anyone or caused violence. Instead, she used her voice, the legal process, and media platforms to keep her son's case in the public eye. The 4 main suspects, Isaiah Chance, Sean Gathwright, Rashad Murphy, and Davian Murphy, have not been cleared, and their trial only started on April 22, 2026, with no verdict yet and serious charges still active. The only partial not guilty result so far came in the separate case of Alicia Andrews, who was convicted of manslaughter but cleared of murder and conspiracy, and she is still in custody waiting for sentencing. So the reality is not courtroom drama, but a mother showing up every day, facing the accused, and refusing to let her son be forgotten. She sits through long hearings where prosecutors present strong evidence like shell casings, Tesla footage, phone tracking, Uber records, and ammunition links, while defense lawyers challenge it. Still, she remains calm. Sandrika believes the tragedy was also influenced by music culture, especially diss tracks and drill rap. She said she warned her son to be careful, leave Jacksonville, and stop posting his location, but no one listened in time.
Of course, I don't want to talk now. So you want to talk to me now because you think we have something in common because both of our boys are dead. We don't have anything.
Duck was a leader as well. Julio, I know a lot of people look up to him. It's just that leadership mentality to where as though you just want to control the ship, and you feel like if you leave, it's like a guilty conscience.
When you see clips of Sandrika in court, you need to know the full background. She survived a 2018 shooting where she was hit multiple times, and she still lives with bullet fragments in her body. Years later, she lost her son in 2024, and since then she has been fighting for justice. In 2025, one related defendant was convicted of a lesser charge, but the main accused were not tried yet. In 2026, Sandrika is now attending the trial of 4 men who face serious charges, including possible death sentences. For her, every court appearance is a form of standing up for her son. She does not fight or create scenes. She simply shows up, listens, and speaks when needed. She has used media and social platforms to keep attention on the case. Despite everything she has been through, she continues to stay strong, attend every hearing, and push for justice for her son, Charles.